Welcome, sinners, to the Cinamen podcast. I'm Chris.
I am Nick.
And I'm Tyler.
And this week, we got something a little different for you. Nothing in theaters that really caught our cinematic eyes. So we decided to branch off into a genre handpicked by our own Cinaman Nick. We decided to tackle the... I don't know if it's as popular as I think it once was. I think it was kind of more like an early 2000s and before.
Subgenre.
Yeah, you kind of get one popping up every now and then. But spoof movies, you know, basically every movie that has movie in the title. Scary movie, epic movie, disaster movie, you know, all that stuff. So we decided to dive into a few this week. And it's actually, I think, listing most of these off when we were roundtabling this, our discussion, I started to realize I've seen a lot more of these than I thought I had.
I've only seen a few.
Well, there's a lot that don't have the movie in the title. Like Shaun of the
Googling
Dead.
it, the category was fairly broad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you could say Shaun of the Dead was a spoof movie.
But it's
It
not
had
the
Hot
same.
Fuzz, too.
It's definitely.
You're right. It's not the same, but it's
Shaun of the Dead's almost a genre.
you almost
movie.
it's everything
Like,
that like borrows from, blatantly borrows from like other movies. You know, like,
I think there's a different style between Shaun of the Dead and like Scary Movie and
yeah, you're absolutely right.
Movie and stuff.
Oh, I agree. I mean, if you Google spoof movies, that and Hot Fuzz both come up.
Do they really?
Yeah, among others that were surprising. I don't remember, I guess, a whole lot off the top of my head now, even though it's been like 20 minutes.
Since we looked at this list,
But the ones that came up, some of them I had to like, okay, I don't know that I'd have said spoof, but
before we dive into what we picked, do you guys remember kind of your first dive into like what you kind of knowing going into was a spoof movie? Like for me, and it actually was, I think, one of the movies we chose this week, Scary Movie. Like I remember when that came out, I you know, for a trailer you kind of get the idea, like you saw the guy like bending backwards and like his like
he's
back
obviously wearing
breaks
ghost
and
face.
he's wearing
right?
ghost face and all that stuff. And I watching it, I was like, why does all this, you know, like why is this from like other movies, but it's not from other movies? You know, like
It's very strange, like the first time you watch it and you see how they weave the different storylines into one.
Yeah.
Because I think the first one I ever saw was Scary Movie 3.
ooh.
Which is probably my favorite Scary Movie just because it was the first one I saw.
Still a good one, yeah, definitely.
This the first three to me were what I thought were good at the time. Like they're hard for me to go back and watch now. I kind of feel like I've grown up, maybe, if that's the word I want to use there. You know,
You're talking about scary movies?
well, spoof movies in general, but scary movies as well. You know, like I'm just not. I don't think any of these movies really generate a lot of money. Like I'm kind of surprised.
Well, I don't think they cost a lot to make either.
Also true. You definitely, when you look at some of the budget in these. But with the ones we watched this week, we chose to dive into Scary Movie. And I think we chose that because I would say that's probably one of the most successful, saying that it spawned 4 sequels.
Yeah, I remember it was really popular at the time.
Is there a fifth
It was
one yet?
popular.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a fifth one.
And
Ashley
that-
Tisdale's
Oh,
in
four
it.
sequels. Gotcha.
Right, yeah.
I was thinking 4
Yeah,
movies.
sorry. 1 and 4 sequels.
Gotcha.
We chose not another teen movie because honestly, I feel like that's probably one of the funniest ones of all.
For
of them.
sure.
And it introduced me to Chris Evans way back in
I remember that was the first time I think I saw him, and it
2001, and I just thought, I was like, man, this guy is so funny. He
pretty
should do
much
more
followed
stuff.
him since then.
Yeah,
It's so strange to watch that and then think now he's Captain America.
he is Captain America. Yeah, that is.
Like, imagine what he got paid for that movie, and then like what he gets now, and like he probably like laughs and has, you know, nightmares of being one of those guys again.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. It was a good movie though.
Oh yeah, sure, no, definitely.
it's probably one of my favorites.
I think spoofs in general are kind of like
The comedy is not really my type of comedy.
It's stupid,
It's very
dopey
blatant,
comedy.
in your face.
Yeah, fart jokes, dick jokes, make fun of, you know, like turning everything into.
But then you think about it, and it's like, how would you do it differently? Because you kind of have to be on the nose when you're making fun of something that.
That's a good way. Yeah, on the nose is like you said, blatantly in your face, making fun of. How many of these spoof movies make fun of a Matrix scene? You know, how many of these movies make fun of?
that's true. There's definitely like the common like big name movies that like get spoofed for all sorts of shit,
Oh,
whether
yeah.
it's lines or scenes, you know, from movies.
Like I See Dead People was
It's
scary
everywhere.
movie.
Yeah.
But diving to the first one, I guess we'll just dive into Scary Movie if that's.
Scary
Yeah, let's
movie.
do it.
Let's do it.
I don't know that it was Anna Faris's first movie. I don't think
I love
it
Anna
was.
Faris.
So do I. But it definitely introduced the world to her, and she took off after this movie. I've liked her since then. Her playing the role. Her name is the opposite of is it Cindy Campbell?
So it's Cindy, yeah.
Yeah, Cindy Campbell.
Was it backwards?
Yeah, they switched like I think the N and the D.
Yeah, Sydney
to
Sydney to Cindy.
Yeah.
Do they play the same character? Because I know Anna Faris and I can't remember the black chick's name.
Regina Hall
Is that her name?
in real life.
Sure.
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
movie.
Oh,
Either
okay.
way, I
In
don't
real life,
remember
yeah,
either
that's her
name.
name.
It's
I don't
Brenda
know.
in the series.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
Brenda.
Are they the same characters that they play in Scary Movie 3?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
They're the same characters throughout. Well, Anna Faris was in the first 4. And
I never saw.
I think Brenda is
after-
too. She's in the 4th. She comes
She's
back.
in the 4th one too. See, those are like movies where they'll die. Like Brenda died, I'm pretty sure in like 2 or 3 of the Scary movies, and
Yeah,
just
she was kind of like the
comes
Cartman.
back. Yeah, but just like
You mean the Kenny?
Or yeah, sorry.
but it's got it's got Marlon and Sean and Marlon Wayans,
I thought it had 3 of the Wayans.
Directed. Well,
directed
one
by
directed.
Keenan Ivory Wayans.
But he was in the first one, wasn't he?
he
Well,
plays.
he played.
a
Yeah, he
small
played
role, like a cameo
for the trailer when he's like, "I'm king of the world."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then like guy whips him. That's him. That's the
Yeah,
Amistad
okay.
too.
Amistad too. Yeah.
What,
that
what was your favorite scene?
Oh man. This
I only
was-
ask because like my favorite is hands down the scene, the what's up scene.
What's
What's up? Yeah.
Were they spoofing something, or did this create that whole "was that"?
No,
No,
they were
it was a-
spoofing it.
Budweiser commercial.
That's
Was
what
it?
it was. Yeah, I was like, it's from a commercial. I think.
I know, and probably I don't know if I've ever seen this commercial, the original commercial.
That's strange.
And
That's a very
in the
popular
commercial, they said "was that." Or
yeah,
they just,
I
Yeah.
think we did at the time.
Did we?
Just based off like
I
how
think
much TV was watched. Like,
You
I'm
had to have
certain-
seen it.
okay, because I feel like after Scary Movie came out, everyone on the
now
planet
after the
was,
commercial, everyone was doing it, and then Scary Movie.
Okay,
did
well
it
maybe
as
I just thought it was Scary Movie because I hadn't seen the commercial. But everyone on the planet was doing that, and it was funny.
Shorty was the best character in that movie.
Yeah, he was. He's like, I got blunts, papers, bongs.
All the ingredients to make a high nigga pie.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, he was good. Favorite scene though, Sarah.
Man, there's a lot of good ones in the first one.
Yeah.
What's his name in real life? The guy who's on the balcony watching his girl in the pageant show. You know, he's in White Chicks.
Terry Crews.
Oh yeah, I know
The
who
one
you're
who
talking about.
like punches Sydney after they like hit the guy.
He's in Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, that guy. You know, he's like they hit the guy and they're like, oh my god, we hit a boot. Where's the foot? Where's the boot?
That is
So
hilarious.
he's on the balcony and he's like his girlfriend just won. You know, Nadia from
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't it Shannon Elizabeth?
Shannon Elizabeth. That's right, Nadia from American Pie. She just won and everyone's like throwing flowers and stuff at her and. He's like, yeah, that's my girl. And then the guy in the audience is like, yeah, that's my girl too. And he's like, hey, fuck you, man.
Yeah, I'd tap
He's
that.
like, yo,
He's
what?
like,
You want a piece of me?
you want a piece?
That was probably one of my
that
favorites.
guy's
The-
character is just hilarious.
Yeah.
like everything he does is so funny.
and he's like an over aggressive Ryan Philippi. What is that his name? From I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Ryan
Because it's
Felipe.
kind of combined. Felipe, is that
I
it?
think so.
Yeah. Anyways, they kind of combines those two movies.
Scream and
Scream and I Don't Know What You. Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
And there was other callbacks to other movies.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
definitely. I'm just saying, like, a plot story wise,
Yeah.
definitely borrowed it.
What were the plots for the second one? I know the third one was Signs. And
Second one was
The second one was the
The
haunting.
Haunting.
I guess, and maybe like House on Haunted Hill, or like maybe a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I know the haunting primarily with like Old Master Kane, the portraits, the house.
Yeah.
And then the third one was Signs in the Ring,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Number 4 was like World of Worlds and Saw. Kind of
Saw,
combined
yeah.
them. I don't even know what 5 was. I mean,
Yeah, I never saw it.
probably like Conjuring and Insidious or something weird. You know, who knows? But this movie did such a good job at turning those scary those moments from Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer into such comedic. Like when they hit the guy with the car and they're all sitting there talking and the guy's getting up and they're like, okay, we'll dump the body. And he's like, that's not necessary.
I'm still alive.
Yeah, I'm okay. You know,
Yeah.
and then he throws the bottle back and knocks him out again. And, you know, I don't know. I found this kind of stood the test of time, actually. And I say it's a dopey movie, but I did find myself chuckling a lot.
There were times where I found it a little hard to get into it, and
Yeah.
then
Hard to stay with it at times.
there was definitely a lot of the jokes that still landed.
Do you have a favorite scene, Nick?
Oh man, like I said, that guy was pretty good. I always got a chuckle when Cindy, I think it's Cindy, who Yeah, she gives a homeless man. He asked for a $1, and she gives him a sandwich.
Yeah, she's like, "Here you go."
He's like,
sir."
"I said $1, bitch," and he like throws it at her.
Whips the sandwich back at her head.
Just and she just the way Anna Faris is so good at like.
It's playing
the way
off.
she reacts, and then like how she quickly like sends it into something
Yeah.
else, and like she like looks disgusted, but then she's like, "Oh my god, guys!"
Throughout all of these movies, when something weird or like goofy happens, and like the actor just like gets like this weird look on their face, and then like totally just like goes off, and like a brief like if they're thinking like what the fuck, and then they just like go off and do their own thing, like you said, like Anna Faris does.
And number 4, the dad and the son are mocking Tom Cruise and Goku playing playing catch.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's when the kid throws the ball through he hits Cindy with it, and she says something about like, "I'm used to taking balls to the face," and like the guy who plays the main guy like gives this look, but then like shakes it off, and for some reason the way he screws up his face is just one of those moments that like connected with me, and I really enjoyed it, and Anna Faris is good at that.
Charlie Sheen and Simon Rex in Scary Movie 3 were both very good at that.
They were both good at it too. They
and especially like playing off each other, and because Simon Rex was a lot of 8 Mile in him,
Yeah,
wanted
that's
to be the
strange
white rapper.
that they put 8 Mile in a horror movie.
Yeah,
spoof.
they almost went and like dipped out of scary movies and just started doing everything that was big.
Like anything that
like made an impact.
So did the Wayans produce those movies?
maybe
feel like-
number 3, but I think
Yeah.
they abandoned ship after that because they've done those haunted house movies. They did Dance Flick. They did White Chicks, I guess, if you want to call that I don't know that
I wouldn't
label
call that a spoof.
But that is a solid movie.
That's a great
I
movie.
love
That's a
that
good
movie.
Wayne's movie. Yeah,
Yeah, it
definitely.
is. Those two they did that. Don't be a menace.
Don't be
to
a
South
menace
Central.
in South Central.
That
Wow.
was
Drinking
listed-
your juice in the hood.
Yeah,
That
wow,
was listed on the spoofs. Don't be a menace.
That's a good one.
That's a mouthful in the title. I'm
Yeah.
solid. You remember that, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Is the first scary movie your favorite? Oh, you said number 3 was
3 for sure. Yeah.
Because I gotta say number 2 might take the cake for me, and I don't know what it is about it.
2's the one I've seen the least.
2 is
Yeah.
just that whole scene where they're like the basketball comes like down the stairs and they're all looking at it like all weird,
Yeah,
and all of a sudden they're all like,
they put those beats together.
oh
like,
yeah, like they're sitting there just like dribbling, and it's really like kind of takes like an 8 Mile turn and gets serious, and then obviously it gets goofy when like the guy from Malcolm in the Middle, the oldest brother,
Reese.
Sure.
Oh,
Oh, no,
he-
Francis?
He plays Buddy. And
he plays Buddy in
Wait,
Scary
which
Movie.
which one? Is it Danny Masterson's brother?
Couldn't tell you. I didn't watch Malcolm in the Middle.
Which
I just know that
is he
was
the
in
one
it.
that goes away to
I have no idea.
like military school?
No idea. Good. I
Didn't
didn't
watch
watch Malcolm in the Middle.
Wow.
I just know that he was in it. He was like the only other guy I knew besides Frankie Muniz.
he's the love interest of Sydney
he
in
blonde?
that movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Skinny, blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's Francis in Malcolm in the Middle.
Also in number 1, Bobby, the kid who plays Bobby, when
He's
he comes,
funny.
kicks out that trailer, comes out the door, he's like, "Bye, Jim, little Jim, big Jim, Slim Jim, everybody, bye, everybody."
Yeah, they're like, how's Bobby
Bobby
late to
late?
school? He lives so close.
lives
And
so-
it's his trailer on the school lot,
yeah,
which
just
I thought was hilarious.
Kicks open the door. I think he like throws down a beer bottle.
Yeah, he's like smoking
belches.
and drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Throws it in. And then how it's Jim covers all the Jims, Slim Jim. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
like, it's the small things, man.
Yeah, the small
Cracks
things.
me up.
There's a lot of subtlety in some of these.
Yeah.
Like
If
a lot of subtle
you
jokes.
if you see Bobby, tell him I love him, and he's like, okay, if I see Bobby, I'll tell him I love him.
Yeah.
And then like walks off, and it's like Sydney again, like kind of like
With that weird
chases
face.
it for a moment, and then just I think Shorty approaches her or something.
You see her face. She like lingers on the thought for a second, and then instantly it like just like goes into the
Just
next
like
scene.
that.
There's a lot of race humor in especially Scary Movie and a lot of maybe homophobia.
Yeah, like Ray the whole time is
Yeah.
like throwing out gay hints left and
Like,
right or
closet
whatever.
And then
Race.
he's like, "I'm not gay. You suck my dick."
yeah, like what are you talking about? You took me to that club. I wanted to go shopping.
When they're all in the car before they get the person, and he's like, "Oh, I love when you play with my ass," and he's like, "I'm not playing with your ass." And, Ray, he's like, "Yo, man, my bad."
Yeah,
Puts on Rain and Men.
yeah.
That's a classic.
I like how he's like that's the hardest song on the planet, and I was like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, he
man,
gets
okay.
into it. He's going hard on it.
He's like ready to like rip bars on it, and instead he gets shut down.
Yeah. I'd be like, Can we turn it back? I kind of dig the song. I mean, you know.
If we both vote for it, can we turn it back?
Yeah. Like, how many votes do we need to keep listening to Rain and Men? Because it's kind of a classic. But plot-wise, story-wise, I think it was a solid movie. Like I said, it's one of those. It goes on the story for like, you know, a few, and then it like goes off, and you want to get some jokes. Then it's like back to the story a little bit. Goes off, want to get some jokes.
Yeah.
The kills were funny. Just in the beginning with Carmen Electra spoofing Drew Barrymore from Scary Movie.
Her name was even Drew in the movie.
Okay? See, I don't know if I can caught that.
A lot of them are like that. Bobby, his last name is Prinz, like Freddie Prinze Jr. Shannon Elizabeth, her name is Buffy Gilmore, like Buffy the
Buffy, I
Vampire
did
Slayer.
catch that.
Okay, because her
Sarah
character was
Elizabeth.
basically Sarah Michelle
Michelle
Gellar
Gellar,
from
yeah.
I Know What You Did Last
So
Summer.
it's funny that a lot of those.
Which one of them
names
said
are-
something about Sarah Michelle Gellar? I think it was Not Another Teen Movie. They mentioned, like, who doesn't like Sabrina? No, wait, who plays Sabrina?
That's Melissa Joan Hart.
Melissa Joan Hart. I get those two names mixed up.
I liked if it got meta for a moment when they're all on the water fountain in this, like the scene from Scream, and you know she's like, yeah, they'd cast a bunch of late 20 or 20 early 20
late 20s, early 30s.
to play us, and she's like, yeah, they'd probably cast Jennifer Love Huge Tits to play me, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah, that is pretty good. I forgot about that. Yeah, because they kind of turn Bobby and Ray into like Billy and Stu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it went-
At the end there.
Oh yeah, I do love which Wayne's brother was doing the Matthew Lillard's part at the end.
Sean Wayne.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
This one's a screamer.
Yeah, I
I
thought he
just
did.
over
he did-
spitting everything.
He did
So-
pretty good at that, I think.
These movies are also known for pissing celebrities off. Obviously, I think Jennifer Love Hewitt would not like the comment made to her. I think I've heard that there are several celebrities that have, you know, I don't know about taking action. I don't want to say like took them to court and
Have not been happy about
They-
the things
but
that are done.
Yeah, been verbally.
I don't know why you wouldn't just like,
laugh it off.
yeah,
Like I don't get, you know, they're not making fun of you.
like because I know
making
South
fun of
Park
a
has
character you
the same
played.
problem. People get
Oh, yeah,
pissed
South
off. I mean, a
Park.
lot of people consider it an honor to be on South Park. Like Matt Damon, they made fun of him in Team America,
Oh yeah,
and I think he was real cool about it.
I heard
He's-
him and George Clooney both like said something to the fact like we'd have been mad if we weren't in it. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah, because that's a sign that you're big. If
Snooki, same thing, right? She was like obviously her
Oh, she
role
was
in
like
South
a-
Park was very like,
did you see it?
she's like a Snooki
Some of
monster or
it.
Yeah,
something like
it's-
that.
and I think she just said something to the fact like I made that big a deal that they made an episode about me.
Yeah.
So.
If anything, I mean, it does help get your name out there, and I don't know that.
No press is bad press.
Yeah, you know, and it's not like it doesn't hurt you, right? I don't think it
Whatever
really.
they're spoofing you about is already done.
I've never
Yeah.
I didn't watch Scary Movie and then not like Scream anymore.
Yeah, like I didn't watch it and be like, oh god.
If anything-
Jennifer Love Hewitt, I'll never watch her movie again because she sucks. You
Yeah,
know,
if
like, it's
anything,
not-
appreciating Scream makes you appreciate Scary Movie even more.
I agree, and I know this was. I feel like Scary Movie 1 made probably a lot of bit of money. I just remember it being like the talk of everything back in the day.
I remember it was pretty popular.
Yeah, like everyone was talking
It's
about.
definitely gotten the most buzz of any spoof, at least I feel like, in my lifetime.
One that we were planning on watching, but we really didn't get to, Spaceballs. That one's got a huge cult following, I
Yeah,
believe.
I know a lot of people that like that.
on the topic of Spaceballs, that director Mel Brooks is like known for
Spoofs are like his thing.
yeah, but they weren't. You know, they didn't have to be dick and fart jokes, racist joke. Well, Blazing Saddles, I guess, kind of played the racist thing a little bit. You know, but Blazing Saddles, Robin Hood Men in Tights. I'm not sure if Young Frankenstein is a spoof or not.
Yeah, it was listed, but I don't know. If
Well,
it
they even
counts.
mention all those movies in Spaceballs.
Oh, do they really?
Well, like, during Spaceballs, they go to get the VHS tape of Spaceballs. So it's like this real meta moment where, like,
Yeah, that's
they
pretty
go
long.
through all their movies and like Young Frankenstein, blah blah blah, and they list off all these movies and they're like, oh, here it is, Spaceballs, and they put it in, and then like it shows the beginning of Spaceballs on the screen, and like they're fast forwarding it, and then they hit play, and they're right at the moment that is happening in the movie. So like you see them, and then you see them on the TV doing what they're doing, and then you see another TV, and it's like one of those, you know, when you look at double
Yeah.
mirrors and
Right,
it goes
yeah.
on forever, and so they'll like look back, and the person on the screen will look back, and then like it's very
The
Meta.
Oh man, that Mel Brooks is a genius though. He is a funny dude.
So
Yeah.
like the set design and stuff on Spaceballs wasn't 100% great.
Yeah, sure.
You know, it looked very cheap, but it's an older movie. And
And look who was in it. Like a lot of big.
John
John
Candy,
Candy.
Rick Moranis, young Bill Pullman. The
Michael Winslow?
principal in Not Another Teen Movie, I think,
the
is
like voice guy. The
yeah, and he
sound
does
guy.
the voices of like things on the ship and like the radar and stuff.
he's Rick Moranis' like right hand guy, the principal in Not Another Teen Movie.
Okay.
He is Rick
Yeah.
Moranis' right hand guy in Spaceballs. So it's kind of cool to see, like, oh man, that's. I don't know if you in Not Another Teen Movie they got him because he had already done a movie like this, or maybe it's just sheer luck of casting. But either way, it's kind of cool to see, like, oh, you kind of stuck with this a little bit. That's cool. Like Leslie
Who was
Nielsen.
the principal in Not Another Teen Movie?
You know, okay, he's sitting there in the foreign exchange students naked, and Janie comes in, and he's like, oh, Janie, this is our foreign exchange student so-and-so. He's got the glasses. The camp counselor in American Pie 2. That plays the trumpet after it was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that nerdy guy with the glasses, bald.
That's right. Okay, I'm with you.
But yeah, Mel Brooks, I don't know, he's pretty iconic. I'd say,
And he's
But
still kicking
definitely.
too. Still kicking. He's
Yeah.
old,
But he's not, and he hasn't been acting for a while, right?
I don't think so.
He retired pretty early.
and he played 2 or 3 roles in Spaceballs.
Yeah, he acted in his movies, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder was like one of his go-to guys, and
Oh yeah, that's a
he
shame.
was pretty hilarious.
R.I.P. Gene Wilder.
Yeah,
Man.
that's right. Yeah,
The
R.I.P.
true legend in your field. You are Willy Wonka. You know, up until Depp came.
Did you
But
guys
you're
like
the
Charlie
first.
and the Chocolate Factory?
Is that Depp's one?
Yeah. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, you know, I'm a Tim Burton fan. As you know,
I liked how blunt he was with the kids.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
yeah, I mean, Depp to me
He was
can,
savage on some of those guys.
Uh-huh.
He can always kind of keep me positioned on the camera. So you know, I liked it. The original definitely kind of holds a place in my heart.
For
you
sure.
know, yeah, Depp and them did cool. Hard to say it was the same movie. It's I think a little more based on the book,
I think I heard that as well.
a little more truer. But bigger budget, Tim Burton, you can do more stuff. So you can't really compare the two.
So, scary movie?
Scary movie.
rating?
Out of 10, oh man, because I don't feel like any of these really deserve anything above like a 7.5 or an 8.
I could go 8 for scary movie.
I definitely
You
was
know,
gonna
yeah,
think
but
of an
I was gonna say scary movie might be an exception. I will go like a 7 on this one.
Scary movie is definitely the exception, not the rule. As well as Not Another Teen Movie. I think they're both.
And I was gonna say I think my Not Another Teen Movie is probably gonna be a little bit higher.
See, I think scary movie is a little bit funnier.
I think I just like.
I like horror better though than coming of
Yeah, I
age
was gonna
teen
say
movies.
I think
know?
I was all for coming of age teen movie spoofs over like just spoofing the Breakfast Club. Like I was like
Breakfast
oh,
Club
my
like
gosh.
even had like elements I feel like of American Pie in there. And
Varsity Blues, American Pie, Not Another Teen Movie. There's She's All That.
Yeah,
I think
one
was
of
spoofed a
those.
little bit. There's
Which I think they
tons.
mentioned in the movie.
They talk about Pretty in Pink.
yeah,
because you got
and Molly
Ringwald
Ringwald
at
was
the
even
end.
in it.
Yeah.
And what's his name, the actual principal from Breakfast Club,
Richard Vernon.
Richard Vernon.
Yeah,
came back
R.I.P.
and did
played his same role
same role. Yeah,
to the T, and you
Did
know,
the
it's just-
horns had those like mile-long fingers that he was like rocking out with? I got you for 2 months, you're mine. And his like fingers are like scraping tiles on the ceiling.
Right. So we all give our rating for Scary Movie.
yeah.
Let's just jump right into Not Another Teen Movie.
Let's do it.
This is probably my favorite for the week that we watched. Might be my favorite of all time with spoof movies, with blatant in your face spoof movies. Like I said, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, that stuff I will set aside.
I love the running bit with the token black guy.
Oh yeah,
The whole movie and it's like it gets funnier and
Shit.
funnier.
that is whack. Well, at the end he combines like all three.
Damn,
when-
that shit is whack.
yeah, that
Well, like when he sees the one in the party, he like like whoa,
Hey man.
he
Hey,
kind of like
I'm the token black
approaches-
guy here, and he's like, oh, dude, you know what? That's my bad.
he even gives him the beer that he just poured.
Yeah,
He's
like,
like, here's your
he's
beer,
like,
man.
this is
Yeah.
the beer for you, dude. I'm gonna hit it.
And it's cool, man. Hey, we've
It-
all done that.
it happens.
It
man.
happens.
It happens, man.
Like I've stumbled into the wrong party too, and
Yeah.
been the second black guy.
I love the part where, to quick recap the plot, Chris Evans is the popular jock, which he does to a T. He looks like that.
See, they
douchebag
get real
popular
meta
jock.
in Not Another Teen Movie
It's
in
very
that
meta.
aspect where he's like, I'm the friend that's been in front of her eyes the whole time. And
I'm
he's
the
like,
popular jock who's learned the error of his ways. He'll probably get her back, and you're the friend who's stuck in that zone or whatever. And he's like,
oh shit. Yeah.
you know,
I like when Chris Evans is walking down the hall He comes into school that first day, one
strap in
one
it.
strap in that backpack, and girls are throwing his panties, and he's like, "Oh, Sarah, Amanda," that jock strap flies at him. He's like, "Arthur."
Yeah, like
I love when he
Okay.
walks up to the picture, and kind of looks at it, and then he
it's
walks
him.
over to the other picture.
of him looking at the picture. And his sister, the cruelest girl in the school, comes up to him.
It's very heavy incest vibe to that movie.
Yeah.
It gets a little.
I think that's from something, and
I don't know what
know.
it's
Yeah.
very.
Is it like Cruel Intentions? I think there's a little bit of
I
Cruel
kinda
Intentions. I don't know if
think
it's
so.
He's
that.
like, what is with this family?
Yeah, where he's like, "It's okay, son. I brought you your mom."
It's
or
like, I
whatever.
got the
He's
perfect rebound for you. He's like, "Oh, you do?" He's like,
That's
he's like,
Mom.
"Dad, that's Mom." And she's like,
Yeah,
Do you
she's
wanna,
like
uh,
all timid, like it's her first time.
"Do you want to be on top or bottom?" And he's like, "Oh my God!" Like, the dad taped Chris Evans' face on his
son's
own
Princeton.
Princeton photo.
Yeah.
Reggie Ray from Varsity Blues,
Ray. Yeah.
playing Reggie Ray from Varsity Blues.
His real life, Chris Evans' real life friend, Eric Christian Olsen.
Which one is it? Which one is he?
He was the
The quarterback he replaced.
The
Senior, you just
Mr.
ruined
Not
my
First
perfect
String
season.
anymore. Not first string anymore.
That's probably one of my favorite
All of those
jokes,
in
too.
that movie are hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
All of those.
Little,
that he
looks like little Miss ran home to her daddy.
ran home to her daddy.
Was
That
that
guy is
Jason
funny
Mewes?
today.
Yeah. Was that Jason Mewes with the balloon with the blow up bag?
I don't think so.
I've wondered that since I've
The
seen
whole
him, but
time
I
I was
don't
watching
think
him, I was
it
like,
is.
"Is that it's got to be."
I feel like Jason Mewes has
Well, he
like
has
a more
short hair,
slender face.
So he has short hair right now.
Well, but this was filmed in
You're right.
2000.
You're right.
Jason Mewes has a more slender face, kind of a more goofier look to him. I
gonna say, that
I
guy
don't
looked-
think it's him.
Yeah,
but
I don't
he
know.
is spoofing. Is it American Beauty with Kevin Spacey, where like the girl meets the guy and he's like filming this like bag. And he's like, "It's the most beautiful thing I've seen on earth," and she's like, "Oh, my
Oh,
God."
that's what that is?
I
I have
think it's
never
American
known.
Beauty.
See, I've only seen that once. It's been a long time.
And like the bag even says the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Jamie Presley,
I love Jamie.
amazing
Presley.
to look at. She was awesome in this movie. She's like, "Jake, I need some tea to the fourth power Y." And he's like, "What?" And she's like, "Some time to talk to you."
I thought about that exact line like 2 or 3 weeks ago at work, and I like had forgotten it, and I about like died. I LOL'd
one
on
of
the
those
work
T
floor.
to the fourth power. Wow.
Like I was
Yeah.
like T to the fourth power.
Or
Why?
when Janie gets out of the pool and then she like pours her water bottle on her.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you're like, "What?"
Yeah, it's like you're already wet. And
She's like, "I
Jamie's
told you not to
"I'm
give me
drunk."
alcohol." And he's like, "Janie, I gave you a non-alcoholic beer." And she's like,
The like finality, the way Chris Evans says things is like is hilarious.
"Oh yeah."
Janie, it was a non-alcoholic beer. The way he almost gave it like that. Oh, it's been a long day,
Yeah, yeah.
The way he slides his inflection is really good.
I have a lot of praise for Chris Evans. One, because like I said, this is where I first saw him. I don't even know if he was anything in anything before this one. Real quick, the main guy from How I Met Your Mother, Josh
Yes,
Radnor,
Ted.
was in this.
Ted.
He's like, "All right, you jocks, you stand over here." He's like, "You nerds over there." He's like, "All right, the guys standing next to you are going to be your friends for the next 4 years. So get used to it."
Well, like the one nerd tries to get in with the jocks, like, hey, catches them, and then the jocks, the way they're standing, their coats spell jocks.
Yeah,
their
like the
letters.
letters
Oh,
on
I
the
didn't
coat.
notice that.
You didn't notice
J,
that?
it's J
It's
O
lit-
C K. Like
that's funny.
it's 5 jocks, all 5 letters. But I like how he's like, jockey guys over here, douchey guys, slutty girls.
Me and my wife watched all 9 seasons of How I Met Your Mother like over this past summer. And it wasn't until I was like through season 5 and I was thinking about not another teen movie and I was like, "Oh my God. Oh my God, that's him. Oh my God."
But
like,
he's the worst person on How I Met Your Mother.
the main guy?
Yeah. He's just. I don't think he's funny. I don't know.
He's
He's very uninteresting too.
Sounds like
He's
the
very
whole show,
bland.
because
I don't like-
I still
No,
have not enjoyed
Neil
it.
Patrick Harris and Jason
Segel?
Jason
Segel,
Segel.
Seagal,
are awesome.
whatever,
Jason Segel.
wherever.
I don't. Okay,
And Jason
he's
Segal's girlfriend. I can't remember her
He's
name.
the
but-
worst. Ted Mosby is the worst guy, but I will say that Allison, the redhead, one
Allison
dating
Hannigan?
Jason Segel,
Yeah.
she is the worst character on the show for me.
No way.
Yeah,
She's amazing.
I don't like her, and then it's Josh Radnor above her. And I don't even know what to go into the rest because I like Kobe Smulders, I like Jason Segel, and I like Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris can do no wrong.
But it was just so funny to see watching this movie and being like, "Oh my gosh, you go on to do such a kind of an iconic show, really."
9 seasons, that's a big deal.
Yeah, and especially
One of the
for-
worst endings in TV history, if I'm being honest.
Probably right
Yeah.
next to Dexter then.
Yeah, kind of one of
Lost.
those like
Lost is another. Yeah. Sopranos maybe. Yeah.
Sopranos cuts off mid sentence.
Probably Game of Thrones because
Whoa!
it's Game of Thrones.
It's only going to be the worst in history because it ended. Period.
You know what? I haven't watched it, so I wouldn't know.
But you will.
I'm gonna start Westworld before I do.
Oh, okay.
You should tune into that
that's
too.
also
Very good.
amazing.
I will.
so.
I will be
Sinners, if
watching
you're
it.
watching Westworld, if you're looking for something to fill your gap while Game of Thrones is
and you've
off,
already seen Stranger Things,
and you've
True.
already seen Stranger Things, true. Westworld is definitely a choice to
Give
go
it a shot. It is mind-boggling.
to. Are you watching it too?
like when your thoughts
I
get
have
all
only a
trapped
few
like they're in
episodes
a
in,
bottle.
and it's kind of been a few weeks since I've watched those. But yeah, I was like, man, this is.
We just got out of I think 6 or 7, whatever the latest one is, and it is it's pretty awesome.
It is definitely.
It's not
wild.
like an actiony show, like don't go in, but the story is like crazy deep. It's like a rabbit hole.
Check it out.
know? And you're just
you want to keep chasing it down.
yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
The three guys clearly spoofing the American Pie wannabes, and I don't remember any of their names from
No.
not another teen movie.
That's
All
one
I know
thing.
is
A lot of the characters are very forgettable. Like the names.
the names are you just
It's
remember
not
their actions
Reggie
and what
Ray.
they say. And
I remember
do.
Reggie Ray just because.
Reggie
He's like,
Ray.
he's like, I'd still do him, and he's like, I bet you would, Reggie Ray.
He says Reggie Ray like that guy says Rico.
Rico, like
Reggie
Clancy Brown says
Ray,
Rico.
yeah,
Reggie Ray.
slides the Ray out.
I love the
Like it's a
parts.
Motown
They
name.
First string
the
anymore.
dorky guys are walking down the hall, and he's like, Mitch is the main one. He's like, Mitch, these girls aren't looking for sex, they're looking for love. And then like they
Is that
pass by
supposed
the
to
camera.
be the guy from American Pie that's not in the wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chris Klein.
he's clear.
Yeah.
He's Ostreicher.
Ostreicher,
from American
Ostreicher.
Pie. I don't. It's something close to this in not another teen movie, but yeah, he's Ostreicher, the
Okay.
nice, sensitive guy.
Yeah.
But like right as they pass by, there's like this girl getting nailed, like right against the window, and she's like, "Love me, harder."
love me.
And you're just like, "Oh my god!" If you notice, they're in the dining hall. It says Anthony Michael Dining Hall.
Yeah.
And that's clearly the nerd from Breakfast Club, who is Anthony Michael Hall, and he was in Pretty in Pink. He's in Revenge of the Nerds.
He's in The Dark Knight.
He's in the Dark Knight. He's kind of one of those classic guys.
Silicon
that's in all
Valley,
those.
if you've ever had to watch that in school. The movie about Bill Gates.
You mean Pirates of Silicon Valley?
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
Silicon Valley is a
Oh,
TV
that's the show. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah, I don't.
Pirates
have
of
any
Silicon
idea.
Valley is great though.
I don't
know what
remember.
you-
We had to watch in computers.
I
and
remember
was
really
like,
enjoying it.
My computer's here. I'm going to be on that.
I don't remember that at all, guys. Not gonna lie. Silicon Valley, Pirates of Silicon Valley, anything.
It's like a lot of the background stuff, like you said, like the chick getting banged and stuff like that, and the stuff you kind of hear like off screen, the voices and things.
Or she stole your outfit.
Yeah.
She totally stole your outfit.
Or like when she walks off from that T to the fourth power Y, that one friend's like, I knew what you meant, Priscilla.
Yeah. it's very much like the.
But they walk into like the dining hall one day, and there's like a stand selling hot dogs, and it says hot dogs great for oral sex.
Is that what it's
I think so. Yeah, it's been a while. Like I
Is
didn't
that
double
so-
back for, but I'm pretty sure it's like right there on like the banner for
Right.
the cart, the hood, the canopy.
a lot of there's a lot of stuff. You almost got to watch the background as much as you do the foreground and the action where all the action is taking place. Favorite character, Marty. Got to give it to
Marty,
Marty.
dude.
He caught that ball in the end zone. They got
I don't
torn out,
wanna be a loser.
right?
Which I was
He's
like perfectly key.
Running through, and Jake Weiler's throwing it to him.
Yeah.
And yes, he's just got back in the game.
Jake Weiler.
Gives it to Marty because he wants to, you want to say you give it
Or
your
he's
all,
supposed
Marty.
to run it or something, and he decides to go deep. Or
Yeah, I think
I
all he
think
did
he
is
was a
hold it
receiver.
or kneel or something. Marty has not played.
They were already
all-
winning. They were winning by a lot. All they had to do is run out the clock.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh,
run-
well, yeah,
the
that's what I
coach
meant by
that's like,
running. The running the
God
ball.
damn it,
Oh.
Jake! It has a spitting contest with the coach, and then Marty catches it. Glorious moment. Phew, tackled from both sides, like ripped in half.
a 90-pound mentally retarded kid out there. Mr. T showed up just to
the
give that
creepy,
speech.
The creepy janitor.
You gotta believe in the ball and throw yourself.
Believe in the ball, Jake. Throw yourself. Just that was good.
The slow clap. The slow clap.
Oh, the
bit.
guy-
That
slow
guy's
clap.
searching for it the whole
Yeah.
time. Who I recognize. He's in like a lot of commercials and
with
stuff.
Melissa Joan Hart, as we were
Yeah.
talking about. She
Yeah,
showed
yeah.
up in there.
Yeah, the jock gets away with like, "There's a girl I love, and I gotta save her," and all this, and they'll all like clap for him. And the guy is like, "A girl I love is about to board that plane." They're like, "We already heard.
Yeah,
that
we heard
one,
that one."
asshole." And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be me.
Molly
That'd be my luck."
Ringwald,
And
at
then
the
like
gate.
he throws the football at her, and then runs up like he totally had time to run up the whole time.
Yep. he like I like how he grabs it and then like takes the sigh of like Marty, you know, like I gotta nail.
And then
this
he
shot.
then he hears
Yeah.
Mr. T again telling him to throw himself.
Take
Marty.
the shot, Jake.
Marty out there waving him out like, "Don't throw it to me," and he was like, "That's a signal, going deep."
Yeah, because he did kind of do like a
Yeah,
I'm open kind of vibe.
trying to like wave him down.
Molly Ringwald at the gate when Jake says something and she's like, he totally stole that from all. She's all that.
Yeah.
Or Janie says,
Don't
"Oh, that's
tell me you're gonna
she's
fall
all
for that.
That I forget
Pretty
her
in
lines.
pink bullshit or something like that.
She walks out. She's like, "Fucking teens," and I mean, she's like the icon of like those like rom-com teen
Yeah.
movies back in the day. But it's cool to see her in this. I'm glad. I'm surprised she did something like this.
See,
to be honest.
she's one of the people that just have a good attitude about it.
Yeah. I can laugh it off.
Yeah, it was a very successful part of her career. I mean, like
Yeah.
The
probably that's
prom-
where she's made the most money was
the
back.
prom night musical number. With
Janie's Got a
the
Gun
entire
musical
cast.
number.
Oh yeah, that too. That
Two
is-
songs in this movie, both hilarious.
both performed amazingly. Every line of them is fucking awesome. But yeah, oh man, it's just there's
Was the Janie's Got a Gun thing? Thinking about it, was that making or was
that
that
okay?
mocking
10 things I hate about you, and he uses her name. or-
Yeah, Janie's Got a Gun.
I don't. He doesn't use her name in a song in 10
Oh,
Things I Hate
right,
About You,
right.
but he sings to her on the field. He sings that.
And Jake was like, "I got
love
to serenade her,"
you, baby.
and he chooses Janie's Got a Gun, and the guy's like, "She's got a gun."
Janie's got a gun. Janie's got a gun. She's like just sitting there painting still
Chris
life or
Evans
something on
is
the couch.
just going with it.
I love her paintings.
Yeah,
Janie's
like the
thing.
stick figures and
You
how like
see-
she does all this crazy shit to it, but then
And
it's
then-
just this.
Oh, no way. My parents totally give a scholarship to someone to go to art
Somebody
school every
looking to
year.
art school.
This year we gave it to someone.
I like how excited he was. So he's like, "This year they can't wait to this girl."
I like Randy Quaid as Janie's dad.
Hilarious.
When Chris Evans, they're waiting and Janie comes down the stairs. It's all slow and beautiful, and she falls down and falls through the stairs, and Janie's dad's like, "Janie, get out of there. Quit farting around." And Chris Evans and the brother are like, oh my god. And he's got the 2 pies. He's like, "We're gonna have a threesome," and just like crams them on his
like Nam stuff going on in the kitchen. He's got the like dog bone beer cans everywhere.
Does Chris Evans? He at one point he gets in there and he likes under the table with him, asking him about
Where's Janie?
That's so funny.
I don't know. Charlie everywhere said something about Paris or something. He's like, "Paris."
They go through like the hole in the side of his house.
I was gonna say he talks to Janie and she's like, "How'd you get in here?" And he's like, "There's a huge hole in the side of your house," and she's like, "Oh," and like they just
like play it
that's
off
it.
like that's. Does it show how the hole got there? I don't.
no, I don't think so.
No, it's just there. Huh. Okay. Well, some things don't need to be explained.
Well, I think
They're
the
spooky.
door like falls off one time at some point. And,
Oh yeah.
Are,
you're
they,
right.
are they not implying that it's a set?
oh, is that what? I just figured it was like ratty house. Like
Yeah, like she's like
I
dirt
mean,
poor.
she just fell through the steps. So.
I don't
She's
know.
got glasses and a ponytail and paint
Oh
covered
look, there's paint
overalls.
on her overalls.
And then at the end,
Not Janie.
you saw through my glasses and my ponytail, and he's like, "Don't forget your paint." Yeah, you didn't notice any of that stuff.
I like where she says something about like, I think they've talked one time. He's like, "Actually, if you're referring to that time in the lunchtime, I was actually saying hi to the person behind me." And she's like, "Oh," and he's like, he might even go on about another time or something. But I was like, "Damn,
That
sorry,
is-
Janie, you're not getting an
yeah,
inch
you
on
are
this one."
not. You have not been noticed at all. Good Charlotte was the band at the prom.
Good job.
And that was like there back in the day when they were like on the everywhere. That was cool. I like the song when he's singing "Put Your Head on My Shoulder" because the 2 twins that are conjoined. He actually says "Put your heads on my shoulder."
Uh-huh.
And I like that you can't tell if he should say heads.
Yeah,
like,
he's sitting there
kinda
like,
heads.
yeah, it's like question mark. Yeah, God, just that whole movie. I really enjoyed watching this one. It got me a lot of laughs. Man, I almost wish I feel like they could have done like a sequel to like this one.
It had a good subject to spoof. The like teen movies, like you can just go on with that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the horror is fun and you can definitely mix it up, but I feel like you see more of that than you do because there's like Dracula spoofs.
Well, they picked a good
there's-
one in Scary Movie to spoof Scream because Scream also has the underlying. Scream is already meta.
Yeah.
So then you're making a meta movie about a meta horror movie.
Yeah, about
and
a
it-
meta topic.
How do you make a meta movie more meta? You know, like what do you even call that? Mega meta? Like
man
meta squared.
meta square?
T to the fourth power.
meta
Y.
superior?
T
you know?
to the fourth power Y. I like that they even spoofed Bring It On. Oh, the girl with Tourette's. You know,
Yeah.
she's like, give me a
The chick from Reba.
J, give me an A, give me a cocksucker motherfucking cocksucker bullshit. And the whole crowd's like, motherfucking cocksucker bullshit. And she's, you know,
That was pretty good.
and then their little cheer. It's like all
I've
like
made a cheercision.
it's not a cheerocracy.
It's a cheer-tatership, and I am the cheer-tater.
It's like, oh my god, Priscilla.
When she's like, you put the ism, and this is all just a defense mechanism. And Janie's like, yeah, okay.
Oh man, what about Jake's right hand? So he knocks out Austin. He's like, that's for taking Janie to the prom. That's for making fun of Janie at Preston's party. And he
That's
knocks
for-
out the guy, and that's for
He's like,
something.
that's for being really,
Really
weird. He like decks the bag too.
And
And
it's
I
got
like
the
the,
whap
the
sound like
skin to skin contact sound, which is like adds to it.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what that was for, but he like thought about that too. He's like, I don't know what that was for, and almost like that punch hurt the most.
Yeah.
Like he was kind of like,
Like he's shaking his hand after that one, like,
Yeah.
oh man, I don't know what that one.
that was definitely the worst punch there.
When he is running after Janie outside of the prom, right? And he's talking to the he runs into the token black guy. He's like, oh, I just saw her doing this, and he like tries to go, and he's like, oh, and this, and he tries to go again, and
Hey, that's all I know.
yeah, and he's like, you know, you're a really, I'm gonna butcher it here.
You're like a really like stand up guy.
Insightful.
stand-up guy, and we should have more conversations. And he's like, yeah, I actually wanted to talk to you about the Rubik, you know, interdimensional thing. And Jake's like, okay, yeah, I'll see you later. And that goes, and he's like, motherfucker.
He thought that was his time. He was getting out of the token.
He is
state.
in Scream 3. Right? Yeah, that is.
Maybe.
So when he comes out, when he's running down the stairs, he's like, oh, you motherfucker.
I don't think that's him.
That is totally him. We gotta look this up. That's totally him. He's in
think
Scream
so?
3. Yeah, I
Alright,
think so. He
alright.
just doesn't have the crazy hair, and he's not so token anymore. Well, even Tay Diggs was it Tay Diggs? No, not Tay Diggs. Who was the black guy at the party with him?
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
He was in Halloween Resurrection. Is that the
might
same
be
guy?
him, Yeah, might be.
Um,
Kind of looked like Neo or something.
yeah. it
Just
does.
go to Not Another Teen Movie and find that guy. And
I'm fairly certain it was him. Sinners, I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. The Mitchell in this one was Kristen Bell? Kirsten Dunst, her little brother in Bring It On. So it's funny, they spoof that, and he's in this. I know he's got no scenes where they correlate.
And his buddy goes on to. He's got a fairly big career. Sam Huntington
Yeah,
went on to
played-
play Jimmy Olsen, Superman Returns,
He's
DC
in,
fans.
He's in Dylan Dog, Dead of Night.
Dylan Dog,
whatever.
again with Brandon Routh. I
Brandon
think they're
Routh.
buddies.
I think they are too.
Are friends. He also is in the American version of the like monster show, like Cry Wolf or
the one with the vampire.
the like
wolf,
roommates
and-
in there and
yeah.
whatever.
I don't remember what that's called. Is
Yeah,
that
it
even
was
still
on-
on?
I think it had like 3 or 4 seasons. I heard it was pretty
It
decent.
had the guy from The
Had
Mist.
Star
He
Killer.
was Star Killer from The Force of the Week.
From,
Force Unleashed.
he was in it.
Scream 3.
Ah, knew it.
Good call. Also, the guy who played like himself, Reggie Ray, he died. So R.I.P. to him. Ron Lester. He
Didn't
died.
really?
Yeah, he was like 45.
Last concussion.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh my god! I like
Doctor
the
said
scoreboard.
it's okay to bleed from the ears.
It's on the scoreboard, like how many? Like it's like an official thing. Concussions Ray has left or whatever.
that's right. It's on the. It's like
And
legit
it's like,
in the
oh
scoreboard.
my god! Like that is. The coach was funny.
I like how he says "God damn it" all the time.
I was like,
All right, damn it, let's hit the showers. Damn it.
God damn it, Jake.
I think he picks somebody up at some point and like back breaks them.
He
and,
back
like,
breaks.
Jake. Is
Jake?
it Jake?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I would totally want to do that as a coach.
He's like, Coach, I didn't even get to practice, and he's like, he gives him some kind of funny goddamn answer, and it's just like, oh my god, like he's the only one with like not a muddy jersey. He's like not even seen the field. But out of 10, I don't know. This
I'll go 8.
I'm gonna have to give this one probably like an 8, maybe 8.5, because this is something about this movie. It makes me laugh every single time I watch it. And I remember one of the first times we watched it. I think it was on Comedy Central.
Maybe. Yeah.
And it was obviously heavily edited.
That's the worst.
And it isn't. It's
You ever seen Breakfast Club edited?
No.
Yeah.
It's a rough watch.
Yeah, it is.
How do you edit the Breakfast Club? You don't even got to take out that much stuff.
Bender cusses.
I don't got to
That's
sit with
true.
you stupid dummies anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was like, well, there it is. He burned them.
Yeah, well, sick burn, bro. Sick burn. Like I said, I'll give this one probably like an 8.
I'm shooting an 8.5 on this one.
8 for sure.
Chris Evans, his career just I think after this one, I don't know if this is his immediate next movie, but he did Cellular. So he kind
I
of
think
went
Cellular
into
was a few years. I think that was like 2004.
Right. He kind of went into like a little more action, and then like I just kind of kept seeing him pop up, and then he was
More
Human
and
Torch.
more, he's steamrolling everything. Human Torch. He was in Push. He's in Losers. He's in.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's now Captain America, and so he was incredibly ripped before. Like, I mean, and that's in Not Another Teen Movie. That's in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So you can see that follows him. And then like he takes on the role of Captain America, and suddenly like
Ooh, I'm looking at a
Blows
list of
up balloon.
spoof movies. Austin Powers, I didn't even think of.
yeah, I
Ooh,
saw
that's a
that.
good one.
That was listed. The Robin Hood, Mel Blanc,
Blazing Saddles.
Shrek, which is
Yeah, I guess you could say Shrek spoofs.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you could say that.
yes,
I
guess I'd say that's probably the most popular.
Galaxy Quest.
Look, if we're gonna talk about spoofs real fast, we gotta talk about Leslie Nielsen,
Oh, he's the king.
the absolute man. He's the
R.I.P.
president in
Scary Movie
Scary
3.
Movie 3.
With just the Naked Gun series, the whole
Which are
series
so good.
is so good. I didn't care for Dracula Dead and loving it.
I didn't. I agree. I've
Um,
never seen Spy Hard.
is he in that?
I thought he was.
I
thought
know
that
Val,
was his-
Val Kilmer's in that, I think. Leslie Nielsen didn't have a role in either of the Hot Shot movies. And I thought those were really good.
Yeah.
I think the second one, because it's more like Rambo instead of the first one where it's like Top Gun.
Yeah, I'm
But
more
Charlie
of a Hot
Sheen-
Shots Part D.
Charlie Sheen getting the spoof stuff in there, obviously coming back for Scary Movie 3.
Charlie Sheen, another like spoof.
Veteran.
Yeah,
Because I think he comes back for Scary Movie 5 for a scene.
I think so.
Or a few scenes. I don't know.
Well,
if
he's
I don't know
in 3 and 4, right?
if- 3. He's not in.
He's not in 4?
I don't think he's in-
I think he's in
or
4.
or he like dies in the beginning of 4.
Well, I know
Well, no, 'cause that's like
Anna
Dr.
Faris talks about Simon Rex dying in Scary Movie 4. And that's like the $1 Million Baby spoof where she's like biting off all these ears and breaks her neck, and you're like, oh, really? Like, that's like an Academy Award winning film. You're going to go, that's just bad taste.
Leslie Nielsen was in Scary Movie 4.
We were talking
What?
about Charlie Sheen.
I know, but I'm...
Oh,
Is
he
that,
in
see, I didn't
number
even
4?
remember him in number 4.
President. Yeah.
But yeah, man, Leslie Nielsen is just
R.I.P. again, man. Another one.
God, man, we lost a lot of good people in the last few years. All these spoof masters, all these.
I guess he wasn't in 4. He was only in 3.
And I know there's now they went so far. There was like disaster movie, which
Epic movie,
epic
superhero movie.
superhero movie,
Date movie.
date movie.
I think we saw a date movie in theaters. I
don't
think the three of
have.
us.
Did I?
I thought the three of us.
I
went.
don't remember. I don't think I've seen it.
And I remember liking date movie. Allison Hannigan's in it.
that dude. Oh man, what's his name?
I've only seen him in spoofs.
No, he was in Harper's Island.
That was a good show.
I don't remember. I don't know his name in real life.
The English guy.
For the Marlon Wayans' wife in White Chicks, the one who thinks he's like cheating on her all the time. She's in Epic Movie. I think is what I was thinking. She's in.
She's in Epic.
But Date Movie is really good. Not really good. I mean, but it's funny.
It's all right.
Carmen Electra's back for that.
There's usually always like Carmen Electra or
Were the-
like Pam Anderson somewhere.
Were the Waynes part of those movies?
No,
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So they had success with Scary Movie, and people thought, oh, okay, let's just tackle every other genre.
Yeah, there's these
Yeah,
two.
they Hollywooded it, is what you're saying.
David Zucker or Dan Zucker. David Zucker.
He's
big
his
spoof
name's
guy.
on a lot of that
There was
stuff.
this movie called Chicken Fried Movie.
Kentucky Fried.
Kentucky Fried, yeah, Chicken Fried. That sounds weird. Kentucky Fried Movie, and I've seen that one time, and that was actually not too bad. And I think that might have been one of the first, blatantly spoofed.
Isn't this a Spinal Tap?
I guess you could call that like more like a mockumentary.
Well, then I guess you could also count Dewey Cox.
Yeah, I guess you could say Duke because that kind
It's
of
more of
borrows
a
from all the
musical
like
spoof.
biography, musical.
Yeah.
That one might
Biopic
not have been a bad
movies.
one to do. Actually.
That's a
I can't
great
believe we missed
movie.
Airplane. We forgot to do
Oh
Airplane,
my god,
man.
yeah.
I saw that on the list and I was like, dude, that would have blown opportunity
Surely
right
you
there.
can't be serious.
Leslie
I am
Nielsen
serious.
again.
Don't Call Me
Oh
Shirley.
man, I can't believe we missed that.
Yeah.
Sinners.
Well, we can get back to it.
We will.
These are more recent anyway. We could go back and do a
We could do a whole
Old
thing on
school
Leslie
spoofs.
Nielsen because God, he is.
because looking at the list, it seems like the old spoofs are better than the newer ones.
Yeah, I agree.
Outside of which it's not new, but not another teen movie and scary movie are both more recent than most of the movies on this list.
I can sit through the old ones more than I can these. Like Disaster movie was just like I turned it
Disaster?
off. Meet the Spartans. I remember that one. That wasn't
Oh, isn't there like
overly bad.
Meet the Browns or something right now?
Meet the
Yeah.
Blacks,
Is
where
that
they
it?
spoof The Purge, and
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's on
It looks-
Netflix
Wasn't there like
right
50
now.
Shades of Black also? Wasn't that something?
With
Wasn't that a spoof
Wayans?
movie that came out? I know MacGruber was one of the more recent ones.
yeah,
Vampires
MacGruber.
suck. Scary movie has gone 5 deep.
Do you think people would be pissed off if white people took predominantly black movies and made white versions of them?
I
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's kind of touchy either way you go.
Well, now The Wiz. I mean, have you guys seen The Wiz?
But that's not doing what you said.
I know
it's
that's doing the opposite.
Well, right. But
So that's
what I'm saying. I don't think it's a big deal that way. I think when it goes the other way, I think is when it becomes a touchy subject.
Yeah, and oh man,
It's a weird double standard.
I agree, but I think that's
But
not my standard. I
yeah.
think that's society's standard.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like I think that's just like people.
I
generally
don't
more
care
have a
either
moral
way.
Problem. I don't care either way either.
Yeah,
In fact,
but-
I think could be interesting.
I can watch a movie that's clearly not supposed to be serious and not take it seriously. Like I don't know, you're supposed to.
Like if the Get Down were like all white or something.
Yeah, which The Get Down was awesome.
The Get Down is great.
Like if they made a
so
sequel
far.
to White Chicks but called it like Black Dudes or something.
I heard that floating around for a while. That
I think
people
that would
wanted
be
that
so
movie made,
good.
and I think that would have been.
I
Hilarious.
think it would have been better.
I would have wanted the Wayans to do it.
They would have had to.
and it would have been better closer to White Chicks
Yeah.
because I think after that they did like Little Man, which was only okay. But yeah, when I heard that, I was like, dude,
They do a certain kind of comedy though that you got to be in a mood for. I think.
Yeah,
the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
See, I never
Yeah.
watched their show either.
Like I don't think they're as accessible as like say Key and Peele. Like Key and Peele is very broad, like
Hard
easy
to say
watching.
Key and Peele would be who they are without the Wayans brothers.
I'm sure.
I mean,
I'm sure.
the way, yeah, I don't know. It's if you look at the
And
Wayans
according to
brothers,
Dave
when
Chappelle,
when
Dave
the-
Chappelle pretty much made Key and Peele the way Dave Chappelle looks at it. I guess
Oh, really?
I guess he got quoted as saying like, "Yeah, it's been rough watching the last 5 years watching Key and Peele make my fucking show." It's like, oh, chill out, Dave. You didn't invent sketch comedy.
Yeah.
yeah, it sounds like you're a little butthurt because you don't have a show no more.
Yeah.
Whether that's by choice or by network, it doesn't matter. But I was gonna say something about the Wayans brothers, and I don't remember what it was.
They're great. We
Oh,
love
I was
you.
gonna say when you see them do something outside of like their comedy spoof movies, like you're not a phenomenal actor. And
Like
sadly-
even in Scary Movie, they're like way over actors.
oh yeah,
Like Shorty is just like way over the top. He's
Yeah.
hilarious. He's my favorite. Like that "What's Up" scene is like so good. The way they like switch out the different scream masks and like
yeah.
Yeah, how they like form different faces is
Yeah.
pretty funny.
When he was in G.I. Joe, which was supposed to be like a sci-fi cool movie, and you're like, you're not.
Right when he got casted in that, I was like, "What happened?"
Yeah,
here?
like,
Steven Summers was on it, and it should have been great.
Should have
well,
been great.
Damon Wayans Jr. looks like he's doing pretty good.
Oh, New
I
Girl.
was getting
He
ready
had
to
that
talk to him too. He's all over.
He
was
that
in Dance
show-
Flick.
Was
Yeah,
it?
it was.
He's
And
the star of
they
that.
made him audition for that. Like
I
he
heard
didn't
that.
get it handed to him because he's their nephew. He had to go
Well, I
through
remember.
rounds of auditions.
I remember I watched the other guys and I was like, he looks so familiar.
Like,
and then
that
I
is a
found out he's
Wayne.
Damon Wayans Jr. and I was like, oh,
We saw him in Let's Be Cops.
yeah,
Yeah, let's
Chip
Be
off the
Cops.
old block.
New Girl. I think he's one of the funniest on New Girl.
he's not even in very much a New Girl, and
It's just this past season, and the second,
No,
and
he-
third.
most of it.
He went to another show, Happy Endings, which wasn't too bad, but he's definitely got on New Girl. I feel like he gets to showcase his one-liners and maybe slip in a little something here and there. But Jake Johnson and him just
Jake Johnson's awesome.
actually they're all awesome except Winston. So
No, I love Winston.
as long as it's not Megan Fox on there, which she
That was
not.
so weird. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched this last
I
season on Netflix.
just decided this season that I'm done with New Girl.
I hope she doesn't
just
come back for the
kinda-
next one because
Lost interest.
Jess wasn't there for like half the season. It was like
I don't even like
oh
Jess
my
that
God.
much in that show, and I love Zoe Deschanel, but I don't think she's very good in her own show.
Really?
I think Jake Johnson, Wilson, and Schmidt and Cece are what
The
I watch
guys
show for.
definitely steal the line. Jake Johnson just steals it kind of wherever he's at.
And Cece, Cece's awesome.
Oh, Cece's so good to look at. Just saying. But yeah, dance flick. Did you ever see that A Haunted House by the Wayans brothers?
I didn't.
Oh man, I watched part of it.
Couldn't get.
I
through
didn't want to, but I had through somebody who was watching it, and I was
Right.
like, man, this is tough. It is brutal. I think one of the like Method Men or Red Man, one of them is in it.
Cedric
or
the
both.
Entertainer.
Cedric, yeah.
Isn't there like a barbershop movie spoof?
I was just getting ready
somewhere?
to say that too.
Does Soul Plane count as a spoof movie? Because I actually just recently watched
Almost
it.
kind of, yeah. I mean,
Not
I don't know
really.
what it would be spoofing.
Well, what is Airplane spoofing?
Other stuff.
That's a plane movie.
It's almost like they're like when they're like, you know, like what's your vector, Victor? Roger, Roger. Ready for clearance, Clarence. You know,
Yeah.
like
that's
then,
one
like,
of the best lines maybe of any movie.
the guy can't drink his drink every time he goes up and like splashes it on his face.
He's got a drinking problem, as he calls it. He'll like completely miss and like throw it over his shoulder or something.
And he's like, damn it.
oh, yeah, I guess he does pour it on his face. Yeah, he
Yeah, like just throws it on himself. Or when they're all like lying, the girl's like going hysterical, and the guy like shakes her and like slaps her, and like it pans back, and it's just like a
Let me
line
handle
of
this.
people with like different blunt objects ready to like,
I think one guy's got like knucks, one guy's got like gloves. I think nunchucks maybe.
yeah,
Nunchucks.
like just a cavalcade of stuff.
And I've seen that bit done other places. I feel like
Oh,
Family
yeah.
Guy's done it for
Family
sure.
Guy's done that. Family Guy has spoofed the spoof movies, and you're just like,
Family
how
Guy's
do you-
kind of like a spoof.
Well, that's one thing that I
Yeah.
thought about while watching Spaceballs is like, Family Guy does Star Wars so much better.
Oh, making fun of Star Wars.
Yes.
Okay, I was
Yes.
like, I don't know if it's
Probably
done.
so does Robot Chicken.
Probably, yeah.
I feel like Robot Chicken and Family Guy. I feel like they tackle a lot of the same stuff. Like every time they have like a Star Wars special,
Well, you got
like
Seth
6 months
Green.
later, you got the same one coming out with something new. But yeah, they both tackle.
Yeah, you got Seth Green in there.
Yeah. But spoofs in general, I feel like we see less and less of them. I wouldn't care if they just didn't make them again. I can't. I feel like it has to be something very unique for me to want to watch it now.
I think they could do it if they did it.
Not saying they can't.
job.
I'm not super interested in them anymore. Like,
It's not a route I would want to take as a filmmaker.
yeah, I feel like
like we mentioned him already. I think Key and Peele could probably do it.
King Peele could probably nail that shit spot on. That's just kind of their thing. Yeah, but like I said, like what you were saying, as a filmmaker, I don't know that I could be like, hey, I'm going to spend the next 6 months spoofing all these movies, and it's just not, to me. It's not original. You're taking someone else's work and you're making fun of it.
I think there's some value in it. Like, not another teen movie. Obviously, all it was doing was making fun of other movies, but it was still its own style, and you know what I mean?
Right. And I guess Janie did go on. She was what, Grey's Anatomy for
I was
a
going
long
to say,
time.
yeah, I was thinking about that. Shh. Is it
Eric Christian
Shyler?
Olsen kind of finds some stuff
Shyler
here and there. Chris Evans is obviously
Well, Eric
on
Christian
top of the
Olsen's
world.
on TV too. He's on
Oh yeah, he's on that.
NCIS.
The one with, is that the one with Chris O'Donnell and LL Cool J? Is he on that
I think
one?
it's that one. Yeah.
I don't even know
Like
what
NCIS
Hawaii,
Seattle
like
or
Hawaii
yeah,
50
like Cleveland or something.
Yeah,
I don't
really
know.
know.
Whatever.
I'm not a Chris O'Donnell fan all that much.
It's either a Law and Order, Criminal Minds, or a
CSI.
NSCI. It's something with the letters
Yeah.
CINS in any form, maybe with an N.
A cop show that's either forensics, catching cold case killers, or
That starts out catching killers and then delves into later seasons with family drama and
right.
somebody dies.
Oh, Supernatural?
Yeah.
But-
Supernatural's just a procedural cop show with vampires and werewolves and stuff.
Yeah, but I think as a filmmaker, I wouldn't. This isn't something that I would want to dive into if I didn't have to. But that's just me. So, The Sinners, like I said, we had a good time watching the specific ones we watched. Obviously, there are funny ones out there. We recommend Naked Gun. We recommend almost anything with Leslie Nielsen. If you can sit through like disaster movie, epic movie, some of those other ones, Austin Powers, Shaun of the Dead. If you want to kind of get outside the typical spoof movie and just something a little broader, something like that works. These can make you laugh. They're certainly not gonna probably hold any memorable value to them.
Some of them.
Some bits and pieces. But get out there. We had a good time. Tell us what you think. And don't be a dick.
Support the podcast.
Looks like little Miss ran home to her daddy.
Ran home to her